working for you. This is the 23 News Update at 10.
Expanding the footprint of the arts in Rockford and allowing the community access to more culturally influenced events, while asking residents of the Forest City what they want the most. 23 News reporter Jake Pearson talks to a member of the Rockford Area Arts Council about what the future of Rockford will look like in the world of entertainment and recreation.
As part of the Rockford Region Cultural Plan, community members are invited to the State of Culture event, where attendees share their perspectives on what they want to see come to the state line.
We're all working separately, the culture here, culture there. This cultural plan goal is to bring us all together and then embrace our culture and be part of our culture.
Helping to bring events to the Forest City for groups who are underrepresented in Rockford's art culture.
We just have a little bit of our stay in our lane attitude, and so I think what we're hearing from people is they want to see that intersectionality. They want to see people feeling, welcome.
Over the last 9 months, the Rockford Area Arts Council has collected data from residents about what events they would like to see. Wednesday, it was time to reveal the results at the State of Culture event.
We've had one-on-one interviews with community leaders, with just regular old residents, and we've also targeted community groups. So if it's the Black, Latinx, Asian communities, we're really trying to get engagement at a level that's meaningful.
One attendee of Wednesday's event is Armando Cardenas, who played traditional Spanish music at the event. He encourages Rockford residents of all backgrounds to give their input to better shape the Forest City as a cultural hub for people of every walk of life.
People say, well, I want to be able to share my culture, but I don't have a vehicle to share my culture. And the more we embrace each other, it creates for unity.
If you want to give feedback on ways Rockford could improve its cultural arts events, a survey for the cultural plan is still available on the Rockford Area Arts Council website.
Thank you, Jake. Data contributing to the State of Culture event has been curated since March of this year. Mary McNamara Bernstein says expect to see updates on the project's next steps in the spring.